Hi everyone, I'm Mike Gore, and welcome to my final episode of my perfect playthrough on Crash Bandicoot. Last time we took down Dr. Neo Cortex, and now I'm going to take care of some last minute cleanups. So, I'm actually going to start all the way, at least as close to the beginning as I can. Specifically level 2. That way I can just keep going, doing all these levels in chronological order, starting with Jungle Roller. There really isn't any more for me to say here, I haven't said it previously. This is a very easy level. First time I played this game, I was able to get through this without losing a single, this level in particular, without losing a single life. The fact that we've already beaten the game means these final 10 or so levels shouldn't be too much of a hassle. And I want to try to save these Aku masks because I'm going to need them for a large chunk of them. I believe most of the levels. Now we can take the green gem path. Probably could have done this after clearing Lost City, but I figured why not do these revisitations all at once at the end. And once again, our lives were reset back down to 4 because this game doesn't keep track of lives or Aku masks. I digress. And as a side, since we already got the Tanya stage, we already completed the Tanya bonus stage. We will not be able to revisit that. We will not be able to revisit it. I'll just say that much. Alright. That's gem number 17. I believe in the Insane Trilogy, they just go show you the gem you just got through an animation. They won't cycle through all the past gems. Additionally, the platform on the right is completely pointless, because Crash is always on the platform on the left. But now we're doing Great Gate. Now, if I were to do all the levels in the earliest, get the gems in the earliest possible point, Great Gate would probably be one of the last levels I did. I would say the third to last level. Right after Lights Out and another level that we'll be doing. Okay, it's Boulder Dash. We already played through all the levels. Well, except for the 2 secret levels, so it's not a spoiler anymore. So yeah, the Super Aku Mask allows me to really tear through these stages with little abandon. Even crazier still, the RNG's been very favorable to me up to this point. Right? Yeah, super strats. Alright, there's nothing over there, so I keep thinking there is something over there and I just need to make forward progress, but that's not yet. But not yet. Here it is. I want to make sure I don't miss anything because there is a box tucked away back here. So I'm gonna make my way back since it looks like I got all the boxes back here. Got wait our turn for these flames. So RNG's not so friendly to us anymore. Well, that's fine. The fact that we blitzed through the first two sections was honestly pretty good. And the RNG didn't keep us waiting too long. Alright, got the box. I kept expecting that there had to be some other box up top, and there really isn't anything terribly spectacular. A couple, just that one box actually. I tend to get the ending of Great Gate confused with the ending of Native Fortress quite a bit. At least sometimes. Alright, 18 out of 26 levels. I'm gonna skip Boulder since we did that and move straight here to Upstream. Interestingly enough, because of the last third of Great Gate, it makes it a little harder than Upstream. Even though Upstream is supposed to be the harder of the two. So this one actually came in really quickly. Probably the clunkiest part is the first gem route. That's about it. Because getting down there is kind of tricky. Just the one box and that's it. And speedrunners have found a way to get that box without the gem route and could even make it past this gem route right here. It's kind of confusing. I don't get it. But following those strats makes it a sequence break in my book. As it's not the way that developers intended for you to get to this point. But anyways, here is yet another easy gem. Don't worry, the reason why half of these gems are so easy to get now is because it's all front loaded in the first island, and those are generally the easiest stages. Next, Rolling Stones. Alright. And I just want... Okay, good. So far I haven't had any synchronization issues, so everything should be good. Alright, so I'm just trying to wait my turn because I'm not completely invincible. I didn't want to run into the TNT too early. I have to be careful here. Good, I landed right where I wanted to get the Brio-in token and the extra life. By the way, this is the only special stage that's available to us in this episode because this is the only time that we had to return to a stage with a brio stick that has a brio bonus round. As all the other brio tokens are available in stages that we only need to visit once. The others being Lost City, Heavy Machinery, and Slippery Climb. Now, if you're playing the Insane Trilogy, you will have to redo this bonus stage in particular in order to get the box gem. Honestly, now I know why the High Road is regarded as the hardest level besides Story is set in Insane Trilogy, and it's because of that bonus stage. Well, the stage itself was already hard enough, but the bonus stage really pushed it over the top. Alright, 20 down, 26 more to go. Native Fortress, you're up next. And this is quite the long one. I think with the extra area, this is basically the longest level in the game. Even longer than Sunset Vista, which is saying a lot. Actually, it could give Sunset Vista a run for its... at the very least, it will give Sunset Vista a run for its money. So... and I should tell you something. You get the green gem from Lost City for jungle rollers. Though if you're playing the Japanese version, it's Hog Wild. For stage 3, Great Gate, obviously the yellow gem comes from the lab. Stage 5, Upstream, the gold gem comes from... Watch as I... yeah. Oh, that was close. The gold gem for Upstream comes from Generator Room, blue gem comes from Toxic Waste, red gem comes from Slippery Climb. I don't feel like I need to address that. I'm not going for the Aqua mask, it's not worth it. And the reason why it's not worth it is because, by my own estimation, it's nearly impossible to get it and then make it back to the balancing steel block. Jesus. What is blocking me? Our RNG isn't being too obnoxious, all things considered. And now we have to take the red gem, and this is the reason why this is gonna take so long. By the way, this is a very nice view of the other two islands. As a side, Sunset Vista also has a nice view of the last island. And I think the first island as well. Now, admittedly, the reason why this section took so long was because I decided for whatever reason I'm just gonna break these boxes like this. That's far more easier and convenient that way. Also be careful, just because I know that I could technically land on something from here, does not mean I will. At this point, I have to return to where the red gems converge. Right here. Once the screen no longer locks down, that's when you can drop. I'm trying to figure out how to get down here. And this is where I should address the elephant in the room. Yes, unfortunately this is on emulation. As I said, I could not find a good copy of this game anywhere. The game is pretty expensive, not so we get into levels of costing you an arm and a leg, but it's going to cost you some because a copy of the game that actually works and doesn't freeze up or cause all sorts of problems. A copy of that game is very hard to come by. And I'm not going to do a perfect playthrough of a game that will just arbitrarily freeze up on me like that. Or not work at all. Alright, that's 21. Now we move on to Road to Nowhere. And honestly, Road to Nowhere is definitely a top 10 hardest level in the game. Not top 5, top 10. And the reason why has to do with the platforming sections of this part, because I hit that High Road is a top 5, even in the original game. Alright, 52 lives. To wait for this hog to pass me by. And, just gonna keep going until I... Okay, good. The red gem, which I mentioned in a fortress that you get from Slippery Climb. Though, if you're playing the Japanese version, you get from Lost City. Alright. I'm not gonna really benefit all that much from the Aku Aku mask right there, but it doesn't hurt to grab it. And the reason for this is because it does still provide you with an extra boost of speed. Oh, good grief. Alright, we've got about 4 or 5 seconds of lag here. So definitely something to consider during the edit. So I have to wait for this turtle to move over. Okay. And last red gem path. Alright, note these steps, it's a very similar to High Road. Oh, we're lagging a bit. I just have to keep my guard. I have to just keep my guard up. They were about 6-7 seconds ahead now. So I have to keep all that into consideration here. And I'm actually going to skip Boulder Dash for now, as well as Whole Hog for Cortex Power. And the reason why is because I can't bring my masks with me into those two stages, or Fumbling in the Dark for that matter. So those 3 levels I'm going to do last. This is the last time you will see the super masks in action. And by the way, on the first fork, don't go left at all. That road does not have any boxes. The only thing you will get over there is a single extra life. Probably should have covered that road last time when I did Cortex Power back in part 2, actually. I digress. I keep going this way because there is one box on this road that I need to get. Now I turn around. Alright. I have to be careful to avoid these guys. And as I said, there are no boxes down there, and that was the left part of the first fork. What have I got? So the only boxes worth getting are in this section here. Unfortunately, I have to wait for this mask to wear off before I jump into this bridge. I want to keep track to make sure all the other boxes get blown up. And I go for to lose a mask. So alright. Now you have to break these one at a time. And yes, I have to break each of these boxes one by one. No, I don't need to jump on these boxes at all. Hindsight's 2020, but I probably could have just spun them. I think I was trying to get 99 lives, see if I could get 99 lives by the end. It's not necessary because the game doesn't keep track of lives, but honestly, this is the final episode. But now that I've made good use out of my masks, I can go back to Boulder. Well, I'm gonna do Whole Hog first because Boulder Dash kicks me over to Sunset Vista. So doing this stage first is a little faster. In this stage, you have to watch for really tight turns. And not only just hold the jump button down when you jump on top of those jumps, in order to get greater distance. The reason for this is because this stage plays with your perspective of things quite a lot. However, this is basically an on-rail stage, and this stage doesn't operate on a universal cycle at all. So everything's kind of and as a result, once you start the stage, everything's in a fixed pattern, so. If you get that pattern down, those stages shouldn't be too much of an issue. "24 gems and 97% complete. 30 out of 32 levels. But now we have to go to Boulder Dash. Alright. And this is definitely a really tough one. Boulder is fairly easy, Boulder Dash is not. You gotta be on your toes because a single mistake could cost you your life. Now you could try zigzagging, but zigzagging only works while you're in the air. And you have to keep in mind too that this game runs 30 frames per second, not 60 frames. So you can't just interchangeably do left right on emulation. You kind of have to hold the frames down a bit and then do it, but you have to keep it short but not too short, is what I'm saying. Like really short but not too short. Alright. And it's not just the boulder chasing that you have to worry about, and we are getting a bit lag some more, so definitely something to take into consideration. Looks like it's 7 minutes. Right, sorry, 7 seconds worth of lag. Anyways, we made it to the purple gem path at the end. There's a whole other level down here. Alright, that's 2 boxes. 4. And I want to jump on these piranha plants. Alright, 7. I think that's like 15 boxes right there, so that's, by my account, definitely a record for the most boxes ever blocked off by a gem route. Though Native Fortress, Great Gate, and what is it? Road to Nowhere, definitely give it a run for its money. One more gem to go, and that is Fumbling in the Dark. I've saved the hardest level for last. Yeah, I know a lot of people will say Sunset Vista or the lab. No, this is the hardest level. And this opening part is a huge reason why. Making these crazy jumps is absolutely mind-boggling. It's just... Alright, we're getting quite a bit of stuttering here, and so I think we're about 9 seconds behind now. You have very tight windows to make certain jumps, and you can't afford to wait a terribly long time for RNG to line up in your favor. And oh yeah, you have to jump up these enemies instead of spinning them, because guess what? Those enemies can reach that Aku Aku mask, and if they get it, you're at a huge disadvantage. Same goes for that spider, or these spiders. Though it ain't too bad in this case because the mask is right there. What about this? Good luck trying to pass that without timing your jumps perfectly. Alright, about 10 seconds of lag. Oh, come on, enough with the lag. And I took the damage there because this last part's not too bad. Just jump, and there you go. Now there's now about 12 seconds worth of lag. Oh god, even more lag. Stop with the lag! Anyways, here we are. It's 100% completion, and 32 out of 32 levels have been unlocked. Even though I didn't play Lab, Great Hall, we now have access to every level in the game, but first, let's max our lives. I did say this was a perfect playthrough, so I decided I'm going to show off this green gem route, even though I don't have to. By the way, this means this level is a great place to farm for lives early on. But now it's time to wrap this up. These clear gems that we were collecting were for the benefit of this level right here. There are 20 of these in all, and each of these sections has 5 of them. Okay, that section had 6 and the first one had 4, but you get my point. And that's it! That's 100% complete. Now we have about 13 seconds of lag, so let's read what all the epilogues has to say. Just this minute. Papu sold the ruins of Castle Cortex to a resort developer. He then used the proceeds to open a big and tall shop on the island. Okay, that's kind of funny. After intense therapy and 8 years of higher education, Dr. Ru went on to write the well-received book, Through the Eye of the Vortex, a study of rapid evolution and its consequences. Kong moved to Hollywood and landed a motion picture deal at Universal Proportions. Currently, he is working with a speech therapist to improve his diction. I honestly could use something like that. Pinstripe moved to Chicago, where he now owns and operates a citywide sanitation company. He is saving money for his upcoming gubernatorial campaign. Alright. Let's take a pull. After the disappearance of his mentor, Dr. Nicho Spiro rediscovered his first love, Tending Bar. Oh, I get it. The world has heard nothing more of Cortex since Crash foiled his plans, but evil geniuses are harder to squash than cockroaches. Don't worry, we'll see a lot more of him in the future. And that's it for Crash Bandicoot. There is technically one more level for me to do, but that level was completely scrapped for the game for being way too hard. Like, the developers knew that this was way too much and they just axed it. They already finished it, but they axed it at the very last minute. So, there's the works. By the way, the reason why Fumbling in the Dark was so difficult was because it was originally going to be sandwiched between the lab and Stormy Ascent in the final section. But when Stormy Ascent got cut and they decided to add in secret levels, they decided to make Fumbling in the Dark one of them. which is why there are only 2 stages between Brio and Cortex. But having said that, I don't think I have any more to say. This game has definitely been surpassed by its sequels, Crash 2 and Crash 3, but it still is a very solid game. But with all that said, time to wrap this up for the final time. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. This is Mike Gordon, sign out.